It had to be done. 90-Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After star Gino reflects on his recent conversation with Jasmine. The latest 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After Season 9 Episode 4 was released on. Among the key incidents featured in the episode were conversations between Gino and Jasmine. In the previous episode, Gino opened up to Jasmine about meeting someone, a woman. He gave Jasmine her things, including some clothes and a coffee machine. After he left, he shared what had happened and how he didn't like to have such conversations. I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. I don't like to have these kind of conversations, but it had to be done. I believe Jasmine tricked me into this open marriage idea. She had Matt selected and she proposed an open marriage to cover her as so that her and Matt no longer had to hide their relationship. Who does that? Said Gino. 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After Season 9 Episode 4, Jasmine and Gino share their sides of how things unfolded between them. The latest 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After Season 9 episode featured Jasmine sitting in the parking lot after Gino left. Their conversation was featured in the previous episode, when he returned some of her things. After Gino left, Jasmine sat in the parking lot and messaged Matt to come get her. While sitting alone with her things, Jasmine got emotional. The things he's accusing me of, what is the fking evidence? He doesn't care. He wants to believe whatever the FCK he wants to believe, she confessed. On the other hand, while driving, 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After star Gino reflected on his relationship with Jasmine. He said that despite his not liking having such conversations, it had to be done. Gino noted that Jasmine tricked him into an open marriage. Before she convinced him, she had already selected Matt. I just have a hard time believing Jasmine nowadays because she's lied to me so many times. I don't know when she's telling the truth or not, added Gino. Meanwhile, Jasmine, who was still in the parking lot, was waiting for Matt. Soon, he arrived, and she went with him. In her private confession, 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After star Jasmine said the reason that Gino had for divorce was something that hurt her the most. Matt's phone number is in my record. But Gino knew that I was friends with Matt, and he will give me rides to the gym, she said. Further, Jasmine noted that she had a good explanation for the calls she had with Matt. She said that Gino could hate her for any other reason except the Matt one. She referred to the situation as someone receiving a life sentence for a crime they never committed. That's how Jasmine felt when Gino told her about the marriage. She didn't like that the reason behind that was Matt. To find out more about what happened between Gino and Jasmine, fans can stream 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After Season 9 Episode 90-Day Fiancé. This couple is leaving America for a fresh start overseas after dropping hints of their big move. 90-Day Fiancé stars Andre and Elizabeth Castrovet made their international move official after years of saying a new life awaits them. The new season of Happily Ever After has been a blast since the couple shocked the other cast with their decision. Moldova was their ultimate destination of rejoicement through settling down. Elizabeth, also known as Libby, listened to Andre's plans for Moldova. While she initially hesitated at the idea of moving from one country to another, she loved his suggestion. She wanted her kids to get enrolled in a good school there within 3 weeks. Everything was all set until she discussed them with her friends, and he argued with them in a disrespectful tone. Did they relocate to Moldova already? 90-Day Fiancé. Andre detaches Elizabeth from Loren? Andre Castrovet is the reason why Loren and Elizabeth ended their friendship. As he couldn't hold himself back from using bad words for Loren and her friend Noga, Loren unfollowed Libby on social media. She said she isn't keeping in touch with her, except for Yara. The showdown on one of the latest episodes went way too chaotic, which was unbearable for the audience. Loren and Libby always had fun together, but they now have multiple issues between them. The former had no other option left but to support her close friend Noga because she was right in her eyes. Though fans agreed that it was tough to watch Noga interfere in Andre and Libby's personal matter, what he did was wrong. While Libby took her husband's side, Loren went to defend Noga on her behalf. 90-Day Fiancé, Elizabeth and Andre permanently relocated to Moldova. In an exclusive sneak peek of the upcoming episode of HEA Season 9, Andre Castrovet began to give a speech in his native language, Romanian. His family members were present along with Elizabeth, who had difficulty understanding him since she wasn't fluent in his language. He declared that they had shifted everything to Moldova for permanent residence. Andre's surprise announcement took Elizabeth aback. She said, "I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, honestly." It seems he didn't discuss the topic with his wife before presenting it to the listeners. From the very beginning of their relationship, they struggled with communication problems, which served as a sign of improper alignment. Andre pushed Libby for a fresh new start to their life in Moldova, while she remained like a statue. Their 2 children are also with them for the biggest journey. Fans could anticipate a forthcoming fallout between the reality stars, making them say they don't want to miss it. In contrast to Libby's bewildered expression, there was a sumptuous meal. Andre even called for fireworks apart from dining for friends and family. Those who don't know, he has a past in Moldova. He is a former cop who was forced to resign from his job due to corruption. Before crossing paths with Libby, he worked as a bouncer in Ireland. Despite his family's hesitation about Moldova's economic condition, he moved there. For the latest 90-Day Fiancé tea, stay tuned to I Don't Understand the Hate Toward 90-Day Fiancé's Jasmine and her open marriage. 90-Day Fiancé's Jasmine Pinedaand has received a lot of heat lately about her open marriage with Matt Brownies from both fans and other stars, but I'm failing to miss the true issue here. Almost as soon as the 90-Day Fiancé franchise couple got married, their relationship fell apart and Gino Palazzolo stopped being intimate with Jasmine. The lack of intimacy, as well as many other issues in their relationship, caused a rift between the two that landed them on the newest spin-off, 90 Day, The Last Resort. During The Last Resort, the couple was supposed to work on their intimacy and communication issues. Instead, Jasmine proposed an open marriage. In her mind, an open marriage would satisfy her sexual needs, thus improving her attitude enough to cohabitate and get along well with her husband. Unfortunately, the open marriage resulted in an unplanned baby and Jasmine and Gino's ultimate demise. While I understand the situation is not the norm for most, I think the hate is a little overboard, and the attacks from stars like Rob Warren were uncalled for. 90-Day Fiancé's Gino and Jasmine are consenting adults. The first and most important point I have regarding their situation is that Jasmine and Gino are consenting adults, and they agreed to an open marriage. In general, I think this alone negates most negative arguments about their open marriage. They're both over 30 years old, so it's not like they're still young with developing brains. Jasmine didn't go behind anyone's back, to the best of our knowledge, anyway. Plus, Gino had time to think about opening their marriage. In fact, they spent most of The Last Resort discussing a potential open relationship, and, in the end, they came up with terms and agreed to it. Gino established his boundaries, such as using protection and disclosing locations, and decided the open marriage was worth a shot. I understand that after some time and after Jasmine got pregnant, his feelings changed, but in my opinion, remorse isn't enough to essentially defame Jasmine's name. 90-Day Fiancé's Gino is not being accountable. My next biggest issue is Gino's lack of accountability for his role in this situation. I understand Gino might have felt pressured, but he was stonewalling Jasmine. Gino refused to give Jasmine even an inch. He barely wanted to hug her. Yes, he did turn down the open marriage initially, but he also made zero efforts to fix the issues in their marriage. By the time they got married, I truly questioned if Gino loved his wife because, unless they had plans to have a child together, he didn't want any sort of intimacy with Jasmine. I understand Jasmine's reactions can be daunting, but I also think she practiced a lot of patience by waiting almost a whole year before asking for an open marriage to satisfy her needs. Even the counselor, Reba Thomas, mentioned that it didn't make sense for Gino to consider an open marriage while refusing to think about what he needed to be intimate with Jasmine again. Overall, I think he made no effort to reconnect with his wife, and I was appalled to see some of their interactions behind the scenes, but Gino keeps finding a way to excuse himself from this behavior. Overall, I think the hate Jasmine is receiving is unjust. I especially think the hate coming from a star like Rob, who was caught cheating on their partner, is laughable. In The Last Resort, Reba claimed that people who regularly cheat are often triggered by open relationships, and I wonder if that's the case for stars like Rob. In the end, it's Gino and Jasmine's relationship. They're adults, and they agreed to an open relationship. It's okay to have regrets or to learn from mistakes, so to speak, but I still don't understand the disregard for the 90-Day Fiancé star. The craziest 90-Day Fiancé news from so far: the 90-Day Fiancé franchise has become a reality television empire, with hundreds of cast members and storylines over the years. 90-Day Fiancé is now as popular as ever, with spin-offs airing twice a week year-round. While things are always crazy and unpredictable in the 90-Day Fiancé world, has been particularly weird. These are the most shocking revelations from cast members so far this year. Jasmine Pinedaand announced a surprise pregnancy. Jasmine Pinedaand is currently appearing on 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2. While Jasmine is starring on the series with Gino Palazzolo, it seems they are no longer together. Jasmine recently announced that she was pregnant and that the father is her good friend Matt Brownies. Viewers met Matt on The Last Resort, where Jasmine considered bringing him into a potential open marriage with Gino. It will be interesting to see what turn of events led to Jasmine becoming pregnant with Matt's child. Ariella Ari Weinberg and Biniam Binny Schreiber were once a very popular couple in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. Unfortunately, issues in their marriage led to them joining The Last Resort Season 2 as well. Throughout the retreat, Ari tried to get Binny to open up, but he just wasn't willing to. Ultimately, Ari and Binny both agreed during a private therapy session that their relationship shouldn't go on. Ari expressed that she didn't see action on Binny's side, whereas he felt that the romance in the marriage was dead. This was a big shock, despite the struggles their marriage faced. Rob Warren has been spotted on numerous dating apps. Rob Warren and Sophie Sierra are another pair struggling to make things work on The Last Resort Season 2. During the retreat, Sophie discovered that Rob had been on Bumble. Recently, a fan found Rob on Hinge as well. The profile appeared to be pretty recent, suggesting that he and Sophie were no longer together. Shortly afterward, Sophie posted a series of photos and videos on her Instagram story alleging that Rob had been abusive to her in their relationship. While it's unclear exactly what went down here, it seems that Rob and Sophie reached the final straw. V Netherton got married to her dog sitter. V Netherton appeared with her fiancé Sunny Mahdi on 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 Days Season 7. While V and Sunny got engaged during her trip to South Africa, things later fell apart. During the tell-all, V claimed that she and Sunny were back together and better than ever. However, this wasn't the case, as she had since married her dog sitter. After the news broke, V and Sunny engaged in a feud over Instagram, each telling their side of the story. Sunny claimed that V scammed money from him by falsely promising a visa, while V argued that Sunny had cheated on her. Loren Allen and Faith Gaddock Tullid were another tumultuous couple on Before the 90 Days Season 7. Throughout the season, Loren received criticism from viewers for the way he treated Faith. Loren cheated on Faith and even wanted to marry her mother at one point. At the end of the season, Faith broke up with Loren during an uncomfortable situation where Loren was playing with a knife. During the tell-all, Loren claimed that he and Faith were back together. Unfortunately, later on, Faith broke up with Loren for good. Shortly after the tell-all aired, Loren and Faith seemed to get back together. Faith posted a video with Loren on Valentine's Day, to the shock of fans. However, a few weeks later, Faith deleted the video and Loren commented on another post that they were no longer together. With this many changes in such a short amount of time, it's impossible to say what will happen next between Loren and Faith.